Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Now today I have for you a lesson called the ninth checker, and I want to start with a position that you're probably familiar with already. Now here is a classic opening double five blitz. Now green won the opening roll of a 2-5 and split the back checkers. Then white rolled a double five and hit twice. Then green entered one checker from the bar, and here we have an early cube position for money. Now this is a small double for white and a very big take for green. It would be a monster blunder to pass this. Now because we know it's a small double for money, we can adjust. So in a match, if white had a match lead, then this would be a no double, and if white were trailing in a match, then this would become a clearer double. So here we can use this as a reference position to see where we can go from here. Now when we look at this variation where we have another checker on the 8 point as white, it now becomes a big double and a smaller take than it was before, but still a blunder to pass this as green. Now having the 8 point made means that you have a ninth checker in the zone as white, and you have increased your blitz value, but also you can't be indirectly hit back by green, and it also serves to block the open 2 point. So these factors make the double much clearer. Now we look at another variation to the position. Now in this position, white still has 9 checkers in the zone, but now has diversified his numbers to hit and make points with. So rather than having 2 checkers on the 8 point, you can now see there's one on the 8 and one on the 10. And now this position would become a double pass because of a diversification. We simply have more numbers to make points and more numbers to attack green. So of course the gammon risk goes up as well. Now this would also be a double pass if we move the checker on the 10 point to the 9 point, or indeed the 7 point. Now with a checker on the 11 point instead, it would be a small take due to the fact that the checker doesn't connect with as many inner board points, i.e. it isn't 6 or fewer pips away. So here is another adjustment from the opening reference that we began this video with. Now the ninth checker is really important in determining the double and the take pass, and where it is in the outfield is even more important. Now these references are a guide to finding the right cube action in similar positions. So for example, in the below position, we know it must be a big pass because here we have adjusted it and improved the previous position. So now it's an even bigger pass, and now we have a 10th checker in the zone. So our blitz potential has increased even further. So from 8 checkers in the zone to 9 to now 10 checkers in the zone becomes a lot more threatening, and of course the pass becomes bigger. And in this position where green's blot is now on the 4 point, this becomes a double take. But can you explain why? Well, white has 9 checkers in the zone and diversified the checkers, which is assigned to double as we saw before. But because a checker on the 11 point lacks good coverage of a home board to attack, it becomes a take. Because here we cannot hit with a 6 because that blot on the 11 point is 7 pips away from green's blot on the 4 point. Now if we move the checker to the 9 point, it would then become a borderline take pass. So again, where green is in our home board is also significant, because green being on our 5 point or his 20 point, that is of course a better place to hit for us as white, because that is a point that we want to make ourselves, of course, and prevent green from making that, and then our blitz potential is null and void. So now in this position, I've moved the white checker from the 11 to the 10 point and also sprung another green checker loose in the outfield on the other side of the board. Now, adjusting your knowledge from the previous references shown, you should be able to work out that this is now a double, and also it is a pass because we have worsened green's position. So there we have it. Now, my final advice is it's better to spend 10 minutes on one type of position than 1 minute on 10 types of position. So take one position like a 5-5 blitz and then manipulate the position, move the checkers around to find when it's a take, when it's a pass, when it's a no double. And this is a way to learn, shifting the variables of a position until you can see which are the key features. And then you really have learned something that you can remember and use over the board. So these positions are quite common over the board, and when they do come up, you will have a visual map of what to look out for, and the references will more often than not lead you to making the right cube decision. So study the references, get XG, play around with them, move the checkers around and see what you can find. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next lesson. Goodbye.